What's up, everybody? It's Dre Trade. So check it out. I recently did a video on sell Amazon stock now because I was like, this thing is overbought. It's going to go down. It's going to go down hard. But in that video, I actually met at earnings, but it looks like the market is taking this video down before earnings because they know when earnings comes, this thing is going to get hit. So just 2 days ago, I did another video. I said Amazon stock may be finished going down because I thought it might have just caught some traction. But, oh man, I was wrong. No traction. The stock went down 5 days straight and it's still going down. Monday will be day 6. So what inspired me to do this video and kind of give an update to where I think it will land was a comment that I got on the last video. Jordy wrote, I bought Amazon at 3,200, but he has a long time horizon. Is he still good? Now I said, if you have a long time horizon, yes, just be prepared to take some more short-term pain. Stock had a terrible price action on Friday, and we're going to talk about that. Couldn't hold the 3,000 level. I felt it still goes lower before earnings. Depending on how low we go now, earnings will bring it down lower as well. My short-term price target is the level that it broke out from. And it's all just my opinion, right? This is YouTube. It's just my opinion. So he wrote the level we broke out from. Do you mean the March lows, right? I'm like, no. I'm thinking around the 2,400 mark. All right, so let's go ahead and look at Amazon. This is the daily chart, and we could see what was going here. Okay, so here is the daily, and you can see day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Here we kind of right up, it was like, this is the day I thought it might go down. So let's go ahead and look a little closer at that at the 5-minute, where I said I actually thought it may stop going down. I thought we might have put a low in right there, a temporary low. Okay, this is important, a temporary low, and I actually bought some calls. I made a pretty good trade to play this bounce, and then it made it to the 3,000 mark. I want to highlight that. Okay, here's 3,000, and it was kind of, there we go, and it was kind of bouncing up and down between the 3,000. Here, let me get rid of that so you can see that. Up and down between the 3,000 mark. So I was like, okay, this thing, it rallied from the low, which was 29.18, and now it's at 3,000, hovering, holding 3,000. Okay, so I'm like, this is good, right? If you long Amazon, you have hope here. So what happens on Friday? The thing opens up and opened up and went up to 320 or 322 or so, broke 3,000 hard, came back to test it out, and then that was it. That's all she wrote. It was down all day long. Look at the moving averages, and it basically damn near closed on its low. So I'm not liking that price action at all, especially, if we pull up the Qs. Let's pull what happened with the Qs, and look, the Qs for the most part was up for the day. So Amazon couldn't keep up with the Qs and couldn't hold 3,000. So it's telling me that it's going lower from here. Okay, so now let's try to figure out exactly how low it can go. So I'm going to pull up the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is damn near my favorite chart. I really like it. So here, let's draw some trend lines. Okay, so let's go from the low way back here on March 13th. Imagine if you'd have bought some calls there. Man. Okay, so there's the basic trend line, right? Let's call it trend line number 1. And if you can see if it's going to tag the trend line, which will be, let me get it zoom in now, which will be right around here somewhere, but that's 28.42. So maybe we can get a bounce from there, right? I'm actually thinking, well, I don't know, because we got earnings a week from now on July 30th. So can it hold this trend line before it goes into earnings, or do we go even lower? Well, so we saw that trend line, but let's go to the basics. The basics. Okay, so let's look at that secondary trend line. We see it broke here, and if you was smart, if you was watching the stock, you would have got out here. I made the video here. I was just like, oh man, it's too much. I need to make a video. I was talking about making a video here. We had a gap up, and and I made the video, I put it out, and the thing's been down ever since. So it makes me look like a genius. But I won't call me a genius, man. It's just too toppy, and the market is basically saying that with the sell-off. It's basically telling you, I'm taking my profits now. Earnings is coming in weak. I'm taking my money and running. Okay, I want to see what they got to say. So here we go. This is where we at. And now I want to show you where I think it can possibly land. So we talked about this trend line as a stop, right? Not a stop as in selling, your stock, as just a place for it to kind of slow to roll, right? To kind of maybe catch some traction. So I want to come over here to, I'm going to pull up the weekly now. And this is where I think it's going to go. This candle right here, see, Amazon came out with earnings here. And this is what that video last week was about. I said, man, this earnings, it was a good earnings, but they told you, hey, they're not trying to make profits. They're trying to spend money to help with the sickness that's going on, right? They got to, shore up all the plants and they basically focusing on their business. They are spending money mode. And Amazon is one stock. When they spend money, it goes down. Okay, so they basically told you that. Jeff Bezos told you that. And after earnings, Amazon dropped 200 points. Where was this at? 224.49 or so. Let's call it 24.50. And it went down to 22.50. Okay, that's 200 points, right? It immediately gained traction and just went berserk on no news for the most part. Even when the economy was starting to open up. See, the economy was closed here. Economy open here. So I don't know. I don't get it. So anyway, I'm thinking they told you they're going to be spending a lot of money. Well, here comes earnings. I have a feeling they're going to tell you how much money they actually spent. And I feel that the revenue might not even be to what we think it's going to be, only because I'm only saying that because the economy was open here. I really don't know with that. All I'm saying is, hey, they told us they're going to spend money, and I'm sure they spent that money, and they're going to show us what they're in spending mode. The stock usually don't go up. So let's go right about here to the 2400 mark, because you could see in this area is this was the resistance area for the most part, and then boom, it busts through. So that resistance now becomes support. So I'm thinking if this trend line doesn't hold, and that's a pretty steep trend line, so I don't think it's going to hold. I think we come all the way down to the breakout point. And that's going to be right here. I'm picking 2400 because it's a nice round number. And I think anyone, if it does get down here, oh man, this is a buy. Buy this. Buy it. Okay, so that's my guess. That's where I hope it to go. That's where I'm looking to get back in. Oh, that would be a great pullback. What would that actually be? Let me see. We go from here to, let's say, right around here. It gets there like that. What are we looking at? Oof, 27% down. All right, so my other prediction, let's call it 2400. This is where I think Amazon does. I think it comes like this, kind of hangs out here, and then earnings comes out, and then it just kind of does one of these numbers. And then I also think that will probably bring the Qs down. Okay, so the Qs has been Teflon. Netflix kind of slowed it down a little bit, but Netflix is a different stock. This stock is different. Okay, so your Amazon, your Microsoft, and your Facebook, those could bring the whole market down with it, depending on how bad the earnings actually is. So anyway, here's my guess with that. Now I want to talk about let me pull up the monthly. Let's pull up the weekly. I just expand out a little bit more. So you see the breakout. Generally, what typically happens on the breakout, we come up, and this is almost typical. You come back down to test this point, right? I'm drawing my trend lines. You test it, and then you take off. And that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm hoping that Amazon does. And that test, we're going to call it the 2400 mark. That's where I think it's going. It all depends on here. It's just a guess, right? Even my perfect market prediction video, I suggest you check that out, is a guess. But I think that was more of an educated guess, because Jeff Bezos told us he's going to spend money, and the stock immediately went down 200 points. The next week, nothing changed. So why did we go up another? Well, gosh, where did we go up? 24, basically another 1,000 points. Right? So my guess is we come right back down to the spend money part. Anyway, so that's what I think is going to happen with Amazon. This is how a breakout really should play out. Let me pull up the monthly again. I guess I'll try it, right? We break out, kind of just do something like that, and then take off. So that's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. 2,400. Maybe it holds this trend line right here. Let's pull up the weekly one more time. Right, I got trend lines all over the place, but this is kind of steep. It's kind of steep, so I'm not liking the hold, and I don't like this bar, and I don't like that volume. Okay, so it's all about earnings. Let's see what Amazon tells us, and if it's bad news, 2,400. Let's see if it can stop there. But no matter what, Amazon is a great company. It's a company definitely to have in the portfolio for the long term. So I am totally bullish on long term. That video was just about now, short term stuff. All right, so thanks for watching. I'm Dre Trades. What do you think? You think this stock is going up? You think it's going higher? What do you think earnings is going to be? You think it bounces on earnings? We already saw Netflix lose basically 10% on their earnings. I have a feeling it's going to be a bad FANG quarter, a bad FANG earnings season. Just my prediction, except Facebook and Twitter. The relative strength is incredible, and maybe that should be another video. Yeah, I'll do that in another video. All right, so yeah, thanks for watching. Tell me what you think. You think we pop? You think we drop? What do you think support will be? It could maybe be lower than that. Do you think? Just tell me your opinion on the Amazon stock in the comments below. Thanks for watching. This is Dre Trades on Twitter and Instagram, right here, Dre Trades on YouTube. Peace.